Well, Dare, Coach Settle came out last practice and basically said you and Corey were the top two backs. Did you kind of expect to lock up that that number 2 spot this early? I know it's still a competition, but did you expect to for Coach to come out and say that?
I mean, not really. I guess it's nice, obviously, for him to say that, but me, Taiwan, Caleb, we're all Strauss, we're all competing still, and even though it's early, for him to say that, it's nice, but I mean, it doesn't really mean too much because every practice is still going to be a competition. I mean, we've got Corey, and Corey's competing with us too, but we're still all competing.
How much has it helped you, and how much is it going to help you to have a whole off season to kind of get better at the running back position? Having last year, middle of the season you switch over, now you have a whole off season. How much is that help you?
It's definitely a lot better. Obviously, not having to worry about learning the position and then also learning the game plan with the team that's coming up. So obviously just learning the position of running back. Me and Corey, we've been doing a lot of extra work on our own, working on footwork and stuff like that, just because obviously it's a little different than playing corner. But I definitely think it's going to be a lot more helpful having a whole off season, having a summer, than having a fall camp to prepare for the season, prepare at the position.
What are kind of the main things you feel like you need to work on as a running back?
Pass protection is probably going to be my biggest thing. I'm going to try to embrace that role. So pass protection is one. Vision, I got to make sure that I see the hole see the hole open up, not just see the hole as it opens. So those are probably my 2 main things: the speed and the quickness and stuff. I'm fine with that, but it's just really just the getting a feel of it, especially the pass protection.
What was the hardest part of the transition last year?
The hardest part of the transition really was, I guess, just transitioning to have the ball in my hand. It's a lot different than trying to knock the ball out of receivers' hands and things like that, or trying to tackle. But being the person that's being tackled, that's probably the biggest, toughest part of the transition. But I mean, honestly, having Melvin last year and Corey, the transition was very smooth, and I mean, yeah, I was athletic enough to make the transition, but it was just really more the mentality part, and that's still coming along. But I feel like it'll be right.
Now, you didn't even play running back in high school, correct?
Right.
When's the last time you played running back before last year?
Probably my 5th grade team, Milwaukee Lutheran Red Knights, Junior Red Knights, I should say. I was a running back along with one of my good friends, so we were the 2 running backs. And after that, I had played soccer throughout high school and played DB in high school. So it was a switch. It was definitely a switch.
Why do you think you were able to transition so easily or so well to running back?
I mean, obviously, the athleticism. I mean, we're all athletic guys here, but I think it was just my being open-minded about the whole situation and understanding that it was probably a better chance of me getting on the field, and so I embraced the whole thing. And I mean, I feel like that was just the biggest part of it, just being mentally ready to take on a new challenge. Football is football, really, and you're gonna have to run. You're gonna have to use your mind and stuff like that. So I think that was just the best thing for me to do, was just to be open-minded about the whole situation. I think that's why I was successful so far.
Do you wish you had kept playing running back after 5th grade?
Oh,
you feel like you could be pretty good right now?
I definitely. I mean, the tough thing was I was a very, very small kid. As a freshman in high school, I was only 5'1", so and like 105 pounds or so. So I really didn't have a choice but to not play running back. Otherwise, my dad thought I would get hurt or something like that. So I mean, obviously, it would have been nice to be able to just have played running back all throughout my life, but I'm glad that I made the switch now. Looking forward to it.
You mentioned some of the other running backs. Are there, you like how everyone's coming along? Do you think there's a lot of talent behind you and Corey?
Oh, definitely. I mean, at a school like Wisconsin, we're always going to get some pretty good running backs coming here, and then being here, they'll transition to being great running backs. So there's definitely some good running backs, especially, I mean, in Taiwan and Caleb and Strauss. We're all competing very hard. We're all getting better, and it's nice to see the young guys getting better too. So, and it's definitely pushing me and Corey also, and all the other guys. It's definitely pushing us, seeing how the young guys are developing, and making sure that we keep developing also.
Thanks, Dare.
No problem.